So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Varun Patel and I am the CEO of Spokes Digital. Spokes Digital is the leading provider of digital marketing services to cannabis and hemp CBD industry. And today we are presenting a webinar on the topic, the best e-commerce marketing channels in 2021. And we will talk about that how can we increase the traffic to the e-commerce stores, and what are the marketing channels that can work best, and what is the marketing mix that works best as per our experience. It will be presented by myself and Lauren LaPlante, and Lauren is the Chief Growth Officer of the company. This is the first webinar 2021, and I think we'll continue to come up with newer topics in coming weeks. We would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your Zoom control panel, and I will bring them up during the presentation. And we will also have time for questions at the end. Recorded version of the webinar will be available on our Spokes Digital website. So now without further ado, we'll start with our presentation. So Lauren, please start.
Hi, Varun. If you can share your screen.
Yeah, just a moment.
So welcome, everyone. As Varun said, this is our first webinar of 2021, and we have been continuing this series since actually March when the COVID situation started. So today we'll talk about the best e-commerce marketing channels in 2021. Okay, so we always start out with a quote. And here's Jeff Bezos of Amazon. If you do build a great experience, customers tell each other about that, and word of mouth is very powerful. So we'll actually talk about word of mouth quite often in these slides here. So it's an appropriate quote for us to start out with. And then we always start out with statistics as well. Just, it's important to see the numbers, how impactful e-commerce is. If you look at that first point there, by 2040, that's 20 years from now, an estimated 95% of purchases will be through e-commerce. Another one I want to point out is if you look at that bar graph on the right, you'll see the constant growth of product sales for CBD products, and looking at 2021 and then 2022, there's expected to be a $1.9 billion business, the CBD products, by 2022. Another statistic I want to point out is that 85% of consumers prefer free shipping over fast shipping. So just something to consider when you're putting together your promotions and your offers. Next slide, Brett. Okay, so what we did here was we searched on typical keywords and to see what the trends are. So on the left here, we searched on CBD products, and you can see over the years that trend line showing that in June of 2019, there was quite a spike in search on CBD products, and that has continued since then. And then on the right side, you'll see the cannabis search word, and that basically shows, a steady stream in trending, and that's going to continue. So it's, both of these products are here to stay. Both, there's strong market for both. You'll see more keywords as we move on. So here's the keyword of weed. And people still are using the word weed. I guess you would think it might be a slang term, but it's still popular. terms of what people search on. And again, you'll see, spikes there, but overall, that's a steady search on the word weed over the last 3 years. Now, what's interesting here on the right is Delta 8, which is a fairly new product, and folks are definitely interested in it, especially since July. There's been an interest in the Delta 88, the Delta 8 products. So you can see that spike on the right side from July onward. So that's and more keywords here with tincture on the left. And tincture, to me, what this says is that people are really learning what a tincture is and what it can do for them. So you can see the trend has been higher, and now it's steady, kind of similar steady trend, just like cannabis and CBD products. Then on the right, you'll see the trend for joints, and that's been steady, just like cannabis. It's been steady search on the keyword of joints over the years, the recent years. Vaporizer on the left side here, you'll see there's an area that spikes around June of 2019, and then it falls around December. I remember in the US, there were some issues with younger people who were vaporizing, and there were actually some deaths. So that's that decline that you see in December. Another issue that I want to point out is that President Trump, back on December 23rd, just a couple of weeks ago, signed a bill banning vaporizers from being mailed. So if you are a consumer of vaporizers, you would need to go to a brick and mortar store to get them, acquire them. And then on the right, gummies. Here you'll see an uptick in the trend for people searching on gummies, especially an uptick in the beginning of 2020, and it's another uptick in mid 2020. So let's look at that trend. It's probably going to continue to move up. Now we're going to get into the meat of the discussion and talk about the different tools that you can use in terms of the marketing channels to increase your web traffic on various platforms. Okay, so the first one is a sales campaign, attracting customers, and people are always looking for sales, feeling like they've gotten a good deal, and that's definitely an attraction. So there's different ways that you can run these sales, and we list them here. Hosting a competition or a giveaway. And for example, we had a client who did a giveaway recently, the 12 days of Christmas, and found that there was very much an uptick of traffic, and hoping that sales will come in the subsequent months. Then adding coupon codes to your website. So coupon code, folks are always looking for that. They're always searching on maybe your brand name or the product that they're looking for, and then include with that coupon code. So they might say, CBD lotion coupon code in their search. So if you have a coupon code, that would come up. And then generating a sense of urgency, really, encouraging your visitors to convert, to buy. You have a sale offer and have it running for a certain period of time, so that you create some urgency that they can take advantage of that sale. Then a BOGO, a buy one, get one free deal. Those are always very attractive and really bring in a lot of traffic and conversions that we've seen with our clients. Next slide. Then growing your lists. Growing your lists, that's primarily growing your email list, but how can you do that, right? There's different platforms by which you can grow your email list. You can build your list on Facebook Messenger or on Facebook, WhatsApp broadcasts. And then on the right, you'll see that pop up where you have an offer. And to get that offer, in return, you want your users or your visitors' email address so that then you can retarget them later. Next slide. Okay. And then running a giveaway. I just mentioned that, for example, we had a client who ran a giveaway from 12 days of Christmas. But the important thing here I want to emphasize about a giveaway program is it really has to be well planned and organized, kind of like any event. Right? You need to have a clear goal. What is your goal? Is your goal to convert and make sales, or is it, maybe simply to bring in more traffic and get your brand awareness boosted? It's important to have an exciting price. Okay, so the next tool is utilizing content marketing. And the one thing I want to say about this is that, Google came out with a new algorithm earlier last month, and they're really putting emphasis on educate, you know, rewarding websites that educate their customers and really put out, very rich content. So utilizing content and making sure that it's fresh is very important for the search engine ranking. And there's different ways that you can put content. There's blogs, videos, and infographics. So we'll talk about that more next. Okay, so with the video, what's really important here is to spark your consumer's imagination with the video. And especially with cannabis and CBD, you want to impart what is the feeling that you want your customer to get from using your product, because it's the feeling that they're really going to buy. They're going to buy that experience. And you can do that very well with a video, more so than with written text content. Okay. And here you have the word of mouth, back to the quote from Jeff Bezos. So word of mouth is really important. It's, customer testimonials are important, but word of mouth also can convey to customers what to expect in terms of an experience. And there's a term that I want to bring up here. It's a term in economics called an experience good. And an experience good is a product or service and a service that's difficult to evaluate in terms of price and quality and value until you actually experience it. And I think that in the cannabis and the CBD product world, the notion of experience good is relevant, because cannabis, how can you convey what someone will experience with the cannabis product? They have to experience it for themselves, and similar with the CBD product. So this is where word of mouth is very important. If someone hasn't experienced something and they can understand someone else's experience and relate to it, that will really go far for promoting your products and your services. Okay, the next tool to help you boost your traffic is influencer marketing. So here on the right is Dr. Michelle Ross, and she's promoting a Recover Rub here. So you can, Google her name. She's a cannabis consultant. And with influencer marketing, what you're really looking for is you're obviously looking for sales, but you can really get very good return on your investment with the influencer marketing. And then finally, we have press releases. So press releases are kind of, old school seemingly, but they're tried and true. Right? So with a press release, you want to get the word out. You're going to broadcast your message. You're going to share your information and hopefully connect with others who can backlink and refer you. And then you're also promoting your business and really, promoting your brand awareness and getting folks to recognize your brand. Next slide. Now we're going to talk about effective mixes of marketing channels. So we'll see the different types of marketing channels. And this is kind of a high level overview of digital marketing and what's available, or the aspects of digital marketing. There's paid, and paid is, essentially a very effective tool, and it helps you to get that low hanging fruit, so to speak. But with paid, as the name says, you have to, make an investment to really get the return back in terms of paying for the advertisements. Then the earned is some of that influencer marketing. That's as an example, really getting your name out there, and customer testimonials are an example of earned traffic. And then there's owned, right? Owned is really, kind of where you start out. You have your website, you have your email marketing. So that's, as I see it, the owned is really, kind of the starting point. And then you pick all the others to supplement the owned. And then the shared is, thinking about ways that you can collaborate to tap into other markets that might be interested in your products. So that's another way of increasing traffic to your website. And we'll talk about specific examples here. So we'll start out with the paid media, and what is specific things you can do with paid media is the pay-per-click. You can have the display ads, which are basically the banners. Remarketing and retargeting is the bots that crawl and get the cookies of people who have maybe visited your website or clicked on an ad and they haven't purchased, and you can remarket to those folks. The paid social, for example, would be Facebook ads, and you have the native ads, the influencers that I had mentioned, and then the programmatic ads. So I'll go into some more detail with these. Okay, so here's some examples of, at the upper left there is a search ad, and then at the just underneath that is a display, or that's a social ad. And then there's another social ad there with the Facebook. And then on the right there, these are all display ads. So display ads, you show them in different ways depending on how you want to show them to the consumer. So that center one there is where you see those joints. That's a column ad. So that's a display ad that you would see that would appear like on the right side of your computer display. Then we have the shopping ads, and the shopping ads, especially for the CBD products, are really effective, cost effective as well. So what's great about these is, here's an example of looking for CBD bath bombs, and it's very much what it says, a shopping ad. I mean, it's like being in a retail store and seeing all the products on the shelf. So what's important here is that you want to make sure that um, your image is very attractive, as well as the copy. So here you have different price points for the bath bombs. You have anything from $15.99 to $100. So what type of customer are you looking to attract? Are you looking to you know quickly get your products out there, maybe at $15.99? Or are you looking for a more discriminating buyer and having your price point at $100? You can also see that there's free shipping or special offer mentioned. So it's really, you want to make it very attractive for someone who's just looking at that and impulsively clicking on your product rather than any of the others in that lineup. Okay, now we have the programmatic ads. And what these do is basically they target a self-selected audience of folks who have identified themselves as maybe interested in cannabis or CBD products. And it's a private, these are websites, the programmatic ads are run on websites that allow you to use cannabis and CBD, unlike Google. And I'll ask Varun to add to this as well.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren. So basically, programmatic, as we all know, that there are a lot of regulations around Google, on Facebook, and every other major platform. So programmatic ads can be run on the websites. They are the channels that allow you to use any kind of messaging around cannabis, CBD, and hemp, and we can write very specific to the brand messaging, and we can promote them on the websites that allow cannabis ads, and they are probably non-cannabis websites that allow uh, to run the cannabis ads on them, and these are the websites that have been, I will say, researched and that have been put together, and they have an in total, if you look at maybe your products and maybe targeting, then they allow you to run ads, and you have hundreds of thousands of users who may be relevant users who are looking to buy cannabis or CBD, and they are probably uh, going to be your maybe customers. So these are the good ways to do it, and we help our clients via those ads, and we have worked very hard to create our programmatic advertising solutions, where we have collaborated with major websites to run the ads that are totally legal, and they also give good return on investment overall.
Okay,
Lauren?
so yes, the earned media is basically it's a combination of strong organic rankings, and also the content is distributed by the brand. So the earned media is something that you focus your own website on. The search engine optimization will bring in the relevant traffic, any customer reviews or vendor reviews that you have. That's really important to attract customers to your website. Any guest posts, again, and then the influencer marketing, similarly, as we talked about, and the social share. So it's really important on your website to have the links to your Facebook, Instagram, and the Pinterest that you can share. Your users can share the experience that they had on your website or of your products. And the owned media, this is kind of the baseline, right? This is your website, your blog content, the profiles, maybe the product profiles, how you position your products to your customers. Emails are really important. Of all of these channels, email is still up to 40% of of effectiveness and very low, very high ROI on the emails. And then the social pages, those are also your owned media, your Facebook page, your Instagram page, etc. And then finally, we have the shared media. So the shared media on social, again, it's important to have the Facebook page, Instagram page. For the LinkedIn, that's really important, especially for cannabis and CBD companies that are business to business, the B2B channel. We find that very effective in terms of advertising through the LinkedIn for them. Thanks. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to Varun. And basically, what Varun is going to do is take all of these tools that I just reviewed with you, the marketing channels, and he's going to pull it all together, how you can apply that and how we've applied that to our various customers, and give some examples. Varun?
Thank you, Lauren. So let's talk more in detail with the help of some examples and case studies. So what we have done here is we have, from our experience, we have seen basically three verticals within the industry we are working in, and one vertical we saw was like working with the CBD and hemp e-commerce client, and and when we look at the marketing mix using maybe earned, paid, earned, and shared media, so we see SEO, paid marketing, email marketing, and programmatic ads as a combination. And I haven't included shared media here because we are not doing much of the I will say share media for our clients, because that is more of the on the content side. We are more of the like ad and the strategy kind of a company where we focus more on the marketing mix that are earned, paid, and earned. So let's talk about that maybe for this vertical of e-commerce for MCBD clients. So when we look at the SEO part, as Ron was talking about, that SEO is more about that how do you educate your customers, and Google is going to reward companies who are doing more of it and who have much more relevant content for the customers, and who are very focused on provide educating customers rather than selling customers. So if you look at the first case study here, this is about one of the client we are working with that is selling pre-roll, and we have worked on a lot of content, and we have worked on I will say a lot of post on the off-page side, so that we can be on the top 10 on the keyword search like that. So we earned this spot, and our clients are getting a lot of traffic to the website because they have a very high search term keyword, that is hemp CBD pre-roll, and they're ranking on this. So the strategy was to use a lot of content that is educational, writing a lot of blogs on the website, do a lot of internal linking, and create a lot of I would say positive PR about the of the company, so that we can utilize the whole I would say backlink juice and all this kind of a PR to get the traffic on the website. Second was like doing so in combination with the, because as Lawrence said again, like in the previous slide, that paid media is about like utilizing the low hanging fruits and maybe getting much sales in a shorter time. So paid media, when we work with our clients, is a very step by step process where we launch campaigns like Google search ad. So this is one of the example that we launched for the client, and then once we go through it, learn a lot, then probably we launch Google display ads and Google remarketing ads, so that we get the benefit of the traffic that has been generated. And as a step three, we launch shopping ads that are much difficult to launch, but I think they work very well because they are good in visuals, they have a lot of information, and they have good offers that can be mentioned over here. And then Bing ads are also the ones that we try for our clients, because Bing is also good to I will say for the traffic that is 45 plus. This is about the like I would say campaigns on the display placement. So when we work with our clients, we learn about our customers, and we learn about the websites that can be targeted. So there is specific targeting on the websites that we do for our clients. For example, you can see for the it's a CBD client, and when we worked with them, we knew that they will work best on websites like, for example, timesofcbd.com, remedy.com, and like all these websites and timesofcbd.com. So like all these sites have worked very well, because they're very relevant and they have a lot of traffic. So you can see here also like some of the mobile app have brought traffic, some of the, and they have a good number of impressions and clicks, and also the conversions overall. So we got more than 2,000 conversions targeting those custom placements for the clients. On media is about like so doing emergent card emails for our clients. So this is for one of our client that has done automation using some email tools. So that is something helps them to maybe retarget users who probably abandoned cart. So the second mix is for the clients who are probably on the cannabis delivery side. So we have a lot of clients who are into cannabis e-commerce and cannabis delivery, and we when we use the marketing mix for them, we have different strategy than the CBD e-commerce, because as you know that CBD and hemp maybe it's like it has a very specific kind of target audience where they are buying products. Maybe they may have some kind of other needs than the maybe when they're buying cannabis online, or maybe if they're buying marijuana online. So as Donna was talking about maybe in the beginning of the slides where she was showing the search terms around cannabis, so we had a very, I would say, straight line and a very constant requirement and search of those terms. So the strategy is different because they want to consume cannabis and they want it to be delivered. So when we were on the SEO for our client, the content generated around that was more around like local. So we had to generate local content because our customers are local. They want to consume that locally. So we had to focus on keywords like cannabis delivery in Santa Clarita, and they're like it's targeting specific to the locations, Santa Clarita, or it might be maybe a San Jose, maybe San Jose or San Francisco. So like having keywords that combine with the local kind of a location, and then showing up our businesses on that search and bringing traffic to the website so that they can get what they're looking for. So that is a very different strategy than the CBD e-commerce strategy when we're looking at the cannabis delivery and cannabis marijuana e-commerce clients. Similarly, when we had run the campaigns for our paid media, that is totally different again, because Google search ad is something that has very specific messaging on what we're delivering, how much offer we are giving, how many brands we have, and maybe and what offers we are running and what is the code. So I think everything is very specific to the immediate attention of the client. So creating call to action and creating urgency on the ads, giving the offers, everything should be there as a combination of what customers is looking for. And on the programmatic side, you can see on the right side, it's programmatic ad for one of the cannabis delivery client that is based off of Los Angeles. So we have very specific focus on demographic that is living in Los Angeles, that is uh, 25 to 45, and they are looking for cannabis or marijuana to buy online to get delivered at their homes, and this is targeted on the websites that they can visit. So this is a very successful campaign for them, and we got almost 3 to 4x of returns using the programmatic ads for those clients. Then what worked was repeated by using the Bing ads, because Bing ads also work on the higher age group. So earlier targeting we did what 25 to 45, launched on Google, did the programmatic, and then we thought that why not target the clients around 45 to 65, and as Bing is used I would say very religiously by the people who are old people, so it is considered as a search engine for old people, and we got good success for our clients there as well. And using display there was also a good strategy. uh, Similarly, there's a email marketing. So like we did promotional email for the clients around the holidays, and we got a good success because of the reason that we had a very very focused targeting on users who are looking for gifting, who are looking for savings around holidays, and this was a mail that was done in sync with the ads that we were doing on the programmatic and also on the search engines. Third was a mix that we created for the clients who are like local store clients, like for example a dispensary client or a client who has a local store at a location. So the marketing strategy differs for them because they also are targeting a very local kind of audience, and they might have a kind of a target audience who is situated locally, and they are might be doing really radius targeting around the zip codes, and maybe radius targeting around the maybe geographies that they are delivering to. So this is a very local in nature, this strategy, and it totally is different from e-commerce, because e-commerce is targeting possibly the maybe 50 states maybe they're delivering, uh, but any dispensary may not do that. They're very local in nature. So the SEO and the paid marketing strategy, the email marketing and programmatic ads will be very different, would be very different than what we do for the e-commerce clients, or maybe cannabis dispensary, maybe cannabis e-commerce or delivery delivery client. So on the SEO side, you can see the focus had been more on the, again, on the local SEO side, where local, for example, somebody's in Los Angeles looking for a cannabis dispensary and in Los Angeles, then maybe doing some kind of SEO around the keywords that are local in nature and have the geography locations on them is also very important. And that what we have done for our client, and you can see they're in the top two positions on this keyword search. And writing a lot of content, focusing a lot of maybe I would say focus on the blogs, and doing a lot of local listings, maybe doing some Yelp optimizations, and maybe all the local. So I think you should be listed everywhere on the local things, and it should be very popular among the customers. And if you have a good reviews or testimonials by the local customers, you will easily be ranked by Google, and Google will give you a lot of priority if you have a lot of good reviews and testimonials by your customers on the local side. So paid media strategy was also very local in nature. So we can see here the first was like done very focus on, like we can say Wilkes Bear. That is one of the client that has a store on Wilkes Bear. So we did a kind of a campaign around that local store. Similarly, there's one more client that we are working. It's a dispensary client doing very focused targeting, and first targeting around the physical location of the store, maybe 10 miles around physical store. So they are doing free delivery. Maybe you can also pick up. So all the messaging will play around pick up, maybe free delivery, maybe it will be like local products, and maybe it's like having a trust because they're local in nature. And so all these is the focus for the paid ads, and that is totally different from earlier times we discussed. And we will having display ads on the programmatic side. So this is, you can see, like it has very specific targeting on the cannabis users. So maybe display ad were run on the programmatic channels, and we were very clear on what we are selling, like cannabis products, and we can show the products, and we can also talk about that in a very free manner. So this is again one of the product we are doing for one of the dispensary client, and it's like free delivery to doorstep, and customers can just click on it and offer and choose it, and they can consume it immediately. It worked very well for them because of the reason uh, we had a very local targeting around the dispensary and store that they have. Then the email marketing that also works very well for the clients, dispensary clients, and you can see here this is like maybe offering them some kind of discounts if they buy more. So this is one of the example. So I think the most important thing is for us when we use this marketing channel mix is how to figure out that either it is working or not working, because this is also very important because it's a very time consuming process, and it may involve like spending some marketing budget on the campaigns. So it is very important to track the performance of the campaigns as you launch the campaigns, and I think this should be done weekly on a weekly basis. And once you see that if it is working, then you should maybe put more money into it, or maybe may put more efforts into it, maybe to get more results around it. So the questions that I think we should ask when we review the strategies and marketing mix is that like what is my marketing ROI for the channels I am maybe we are taking part in. So marketing ROI can be seen maybe as per the maybe objective. So your goal must maybe it's like depends on the company, like what is the goal for the campaign. Either goal is to get a lot of visibility or traffic. So Lauren has talked about like various campaigns in the beginning where we have to see that what is the goal. Maybe it is getting a lot of traffic, getting a lot of branding, a lot of visibility, or maybe it is sales or getting a lot of subscriptions. So we have to see the ROI around the objective that we set from the channels we are taking part in. And then we have to just compare which channel is having the most influence on the consumers. So like maybe that can be seen via various KPIs, like having conversion rate, or maybe having the air session duration on the website, or maybe the bounce rate. All these things can be seen. We can talk more about all these KPIs in the next slides. And then, is my marketing mix optimized? How can we optimize that? Should we change the messaging? Should we change the overall maybe the other coupons or offers, or we can include maybe more of the reviews and testimonials on that on the page. So we have to see that what is something that can be done to optimize the marketing mix. We can also see, are we missing out on any potential marketing channel? That is very important to have a 360-degree campaign. It's like omni-channel targeting, where we can see if a user goes anywhere in the web, they sees us. So we have to see that are we missing on any channel or not. Then I think after analysis, we can also see, can we safely drop the marketing channel, and then after that we can decide the future spend for those marketing campaigns. So let's look at the KPIs of earned media. So KPIs can be divided into three parts: awareness KPIs, consideration KPIs, and action KPIs. And for earned media, basically it is very important to see the number of users who are coming to the website, how many new users are coming from the website, number of sessions that website has earned, and what is the bounce rate, and what is the registration duration, how many transactions have happened, what is the e-commerce conversion rate. So all these things I have broken down. So awareness is something where we just see users and sessions, and consideration KPIs are basically maybe you can see a call to action on the kind of I will say website purchases you have, or user signups you have, or lead generation objective. So any call to action happens on that, somebody clicking on the product, going to add to cart, can be one of the consideration KPI. So we need to see how much CTR is happening around all those maybe call to actions on the website. And the next gen KPIs would be like finally conversions. So after those click throughs, for example, somebody is clicking on product, going to add to cart, but how many are converting after that, and how many purchases are happening is one of the action KPI can be seen in the analytics, where we can see possibly how many users came to the website, and how many transactions have happened, and what was the transaction rate, and how many people have bought how much of the product, and what is the overall revenue generated if we spend X amount of money. So that is for the paid basically, but our earned media is something that where we can see that maybe how much we can see from the example here, like for example, this is one of the client we are working with on the earned media, where we compared last 3 months with the month with the three previous months, and we saw that there were some increment on the users and new users and sessions, and you can see our bounce rate reduced to 83%. So earlier bounce rate was 54%, but later it became to 9%, because the reason that we improved the quality of our content, and we focus more on the education, and everything improved. Pages per sessions went up to almost 6 pages. Air solution was 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Maybe fluctuate a bit, but still we have increased the conversion rate to 13.81%, and transactions also increased, and revenue also increased by 18%. That is something we can see here. So overall, if we are focusing more on the education part, then earned media will improve, and overall performance will also improve on the website. So this is one of the things we see for the clients when we look at the earned media campaigns. Like for example, how many users coming from Google Organic? 10,000 users, for example, came from the organic in the last 1 month, and maybe 7.3K people went to the shop page and the home page, and then out of that. Uh, we can see 1700 people dropped, and 4100 people they went to the collections pages from here. So overall if you look at that, and then they went further to the products, add to cart, and shopping pages. So when we see the drop offs, we probably see what is the reason for drop off from these pages and how can we improve, and then we have to analyze each product page from the dropped off. So that is the whole uh, what kind of exercise that has to be done to improve on the conversion rate. So this is again one of the example, because earned media is about like how when you do a lot of backlinks, when you maybe leave a link on a website that is sending traffic to your e-commerce channel, we have to see that how much traffic is improving from the referral sites like Yelp, or maybe like other websites you can see here, be some of the, and we can see here like the referral traffic has improved for the client that we are working with, because we have worked on a lot of educational content that we shared across the channels, and we created a lot of backlinks, and we can see our revenue also increased by 22.84% uh, in the last 1 month if we compare with the previous month. I think there is a most important thing about the paid media KPIs, where we look at the awareness KPIs as number of people who are searching, and number of people who are actually clicking on the ads, and number of people who are buying the products or signing up for the newsletters. So it depends what are the ultimate uh, big conversion goal. But I think mostly conversion goal is getting sales from the paid campaigns for our clients. So we are focusing more on, like for example, how many people saw the ad and clicked on an ad, and they also went further on the website and saw a product. So in order to see the effectivity of it, for example, we see that which keyword has got how much cost per click, and after getting a click on this, what was the user behavior? Either they went to the website, or did they buy a product, or did they drop off? So we have to see that how much cost per click is there, and how much percentage of people are going to the website, and how much the conversion rate, and how much the ROI overall from those campaigns. So this is for example of one of our client that we did a campaign in the month of October, November, and December, and we can see the overall. Uh, if you ever look at our source like Spokes PPC, then this was the top third source in terms of traffic, and we also generated a lot of sales for the client at a very minimal budget, and it was a good ROS for the client. So we were working on like improving the conversion rate. That was the main focus, because you can see even direct has the highest revenue, or Google Organic also has the good revenue, and then other sources have good revenue. But overall, organic is something that we worked on because it's earned media, and this something we worked on is our also our paid media. So we had good conversion rate. That was more than the average. Like average was 8.35%. We were above average on our campaigns on earned media and paid media. So we generate a lot of revenue for our client overall via those medias by doing a lot of work for them in last 3 months. On your media KPIs are totally different because this is your website, and you have to decide like what should be the blog, and what kind of content you have to maybe put on the blog, and what are the links that you have to push, what internal linking has to be done. So these KPI has to be like set, like for example you will increase the traffic to the blog page, then what kind of content can be written, how we can map the keywords that are being searched that are educational in nature, and that can be used in your blog content so that they match with what is being searched, and then you can drive the traffic to the website. So you have to see how many people have viewed your blog probably, and that is awareness KPI for that. And then consideration KPI would be, for example, somebody went to the blog and there's an internal linking done on the blog, and so it's like how many people clicked on a product page that was given on the blog page, and then they went ahead. An action KPI would be possibly like how many people have subscribed to your blog after coming to your blog, how many people subscribe to your blog regularly, how many people went to the forms and they filled up the kind of inquiry if it is a B2B business, or how many people went to product pages and they bought the products, and how many people actually dropped off from there. So action KPI would be to find out uh, the ultimate output. So in case if there's a kind of a KPI where you're seeing people have clicked on a product, they have abandoned the cart, the next action item should be to remarket them, and then possibly we have done a similar thing for our client. This is one example from one of the client email thing. You can see here we had a very I would say minimal performance on the email, but we made some changes on the overall email marketing funnel. We created a lot of automation around that, like people who were coming to the blog pages, going to the product pages, were dropping off. So we did a lot of retargeting emails to them, and you can see the kind of improvement that have been seen via so email as a source medium, user improvement on users, new users, improvement in the revenue. That also was very substantial in that way. So if you improve on things keeping in mind the objectives, probably it helps you to get a lot of traction on the users and revenue and transactions. So this is shared media KPIs where we have a lot of KPIs on awareness, consideration, and actions. So these are basically social media channels where we look at number of followers, number of impressions on the products, share of voice, web traffic, and then we see consideration KPIs as clicks, likes, shares, comments, and action KPIs would be, for example, how much increase in the sales, and how many increase in the leads, and conversion rate improvement on the leads, and all these things has to be seen in terms of action KPIs, and most important thing is customer lifetime value. So that is something, because your customer is coming uh, via either someone referred to it or they heard about your brand by somebody, so it's like a word of mouth. And then we have to see the how much is the customer lifetime value for the customer who is coming via shared media. So we have done some paid campaigns around the Instagram and Facebook for some of our clients, and some of the results have been generated. So this is very, so we can see the major of the objective was not to get the sales, but major objective was to get a lot of users, and our focus was to how can we increase the visibility of the brand using paid campaigns around the social media, and we did a lot of campaigns on Instagram and Facebook, and we can see the improvement in last 3 months we compared with before period before that. So the number of users have increased substantially. You can see the revenue, transactions, everything improved very substantially for our client. And the as objective was branding and email subscription and all that. So that's why you see uh, the visibility have been improved a lot for the customer. So this is time for Q&A. We have 5 minutes, so let's go through it, Lauren.
Yeah, so Barun, I'm as a participant here, and in
Okay,
the chat, in the Q&A on my end, I don't see any chat queries or questions in the Q&A.
okay, so I'm seeing here. So I see one question from Charlie. Delta 8 in states were not legal yet. Yeah. So Delta 8, so Delta 8 is like it's a gray area. So where everybody is not sure about that, like where it's legal, where it's not legal. But I think there is some kind of a report that you can see in the Google, like that which is legal, and I think some part of it is illegal as well to advertise, and Google has not um, I will say updated any policy around delta products. So it is good to probably explore the possibility of doing ad on delta 8 products on all the states, and if you have a specific targeting around something, then maybe we can talk about it in a separate call and discuss that, okay, is it legal or not state, or how much is legal, and what can we do around the possibilities of advertising in that within that state. Then the next question I see is, how are we acquiring these? So I'm not sure we are what is the question around here, but as I assume, I think it's about acquiring the customers. So I think this is something, and we talked about a lot of campaigns, and I think we can use that. Maybe if you can email us about your much detailed question, we can maybe reply you, or maybe we can talk to you in more detail around that, Monique. So we will make sure to reach out to you maybe and asking you about your question. K. William is asking, what about compliance? Have you come across issues in your promotions when using the word cannabis across channels? Uh, so right, K, we have of course come up with a lot of disapprovals when you use word like cannabis across social media or paid media channels on Google and Facebook and other channels. That's why uh, if you want to use this word cannabis in your ad, and it depends totally on the customer, then we have to use programmatic channels that we have already explored, and we have a solution offering around programmatic ads where you can freely use the word cannabis. You can target the geographies as per your products. You can choose the ideal kind of a customer that is your customer, and we can retarget that customer also. So that is something we can do on the using cannabis. On the compliance side, if you are cannabis dispensary or cannabis delivery, I think when you're launching a campaign, just maybe it'll be advisable not to use cannabis maybe, but you can, dispensary word is legal, so you can use word dispensary in case you're a dispensary client, or delivery if you're a delivery client, and then probably bring the traffic to the website, and let the customer decide uh, if they want to maybe make a transaction. So it depends like which kind of client you are. Maybe if you can talk more specifically on your products and your business, but it will be good to maybe explore the possibilities. So these are three questions I had, and then there's something around Q&A that is not coming up. Okay, Q&A. There seemed to be some problem around Q&A. So this is
I
something.
can address the Q&A via email if, if you can't see them.
Yeah, I can see some more on the chat. Uh, yeah, so I can see one more question from Sandra. How would you recommend to run ads on social media like Facebook or Instagram? So Sandra, this is again it depends on a business, because Facebook allows you to run ads. If you are a hemp, or if you are a CBD topical product company. So if you are falling under that, maybe you can run ads. If you're not falling under that category, then you may need to uh, maybe abstain from using anything like CBD on your ads and on the landing page, and maybe try the campaigns. If you are getting approved, then I think you'll be able to run the ads. So if you have any specific kind of a product category, then maybe just let us know and we'll help you to launch those ads. So Kay is asking again, I think it's the same question, right? Have you come across issues with ads being taken down, especially on social media because it promotes cannabis? Yeah, especially, so it's like social media is very, I would say, strict on using word cannabis, so we cannot use word cannabis when you're promoting across social media. So let's abstain from using the word cannabis when you're promoting on social media. So guys, I think we are done with the time. So please get back to us for any questions, and we'll be happy to answer those. And there's a free consultation form on our website. So it's like a free of charge. So you can reach out to us. We can have a call and discuss your problems, and probably can help you to launch your campaigns around various channels.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, everybody.